friends, this is take two. My name is Colleen, and actually Colleen Light, and I come on every Thursday morning to do a Facebook Live video with you. For those of you who are just now finding me, my website is Cards by Coco. And you'll see that I'm working with the Celebrate Sunflowers and these Kraft Gift Boxes today. So I'm going to try and bring you up on my laptop. So hopefully I'll be able to see some comments. It's not looking promising right now. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing wrong. Anyway, if I didn't say it, I am coming to you from a small town in Southwest Washington State. And I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. So these Kraft Gift Boxes are so much fun. I do a lot of boxes and I have some craft shows coming up. So for me, to have anything that's pretty much ready to go is such a benefit. Oh, I think I've got you up here. I'm hoping. Yep, looks like it. Oh, good morning, Kathy, or good afternoon. So let's see here. Hopefully I'm in screen. I've got the puppers in here with me, little Lucy. So, you know, she's 8 months old now. So if you hear me say ouch, it's because I've got to put shoes on and she may just grab my toe. So anyway, if you have not seen these Kraft Gift Boxes, we're going to put one of these together. Let me tell you a bit about them because, like I said, I love anything that is pretty much done for me. So, and Stampin' Up is great with what they offer. So on page 140 of your annual catalog, I'm not working in the mini this time, these Kraft Gift Boxes, you get 10 boxes for $10. And it says they're food safe. So, wow, that's great too. I also have one of my very favorite stamp sets here, and that is the Celebrate Sunflowers. Now, I'm going to do something a little tricky because I also love paper pumpkin boxes. So I'm going to show you a way to use your leftover paper pumpkin supplies along with a stamp set that you might love. So, for those of you who did not see the August 2022, I'm having a hard time talking this morning anyway. The Sweet Sunflowers box was just amazing. It's probably one of my favorite paper pumpkins to date. I've made, let me show you the cards I made. This is for a gift. So I've made a bunch of, look at these envelopes. You can see that I've got a couple left over. I've got plans for those. But look at these cards. I changed some of the design, a little Wink of Stella there to make that Sahara, what was it? It was soft suede pop. Did a little heat embossing. Look at the sunflower. So this stamp actually comes in, the stamp set came in the paper pumpkin. So save your paper pumpkin stamps because you never know when they're going to come in handy. Then I made this card and this one. I have a couple of card bases left and some different things. And we're going to decorate a gift box and do some stamping today. So how fun is that? I wanted to show you one of the backgrounds that I absolutely loved here, which is this one. So I played around with blending brushes and ink. This is more of a watercolor effect. I just couldn't find my watercolor brushes, and I know they're in a drawer somewhere, and I could not find them. But let's put our box together. So you'll get a package like this, and you'll get 10 for $10. So pretty easy peasy. And being food safe, we're going to take our bone folder. Being food safe, really, you just can't beat that for Christmas. Fill full of if you have some cookies that you want to make, or, this is perfect size just to do a little bit. We don't always hand out a lot to our neighbors, but we like to do a little. So I will give you the dimensions of what I'm using. And then I saw another demonstrator, Kim Quady from Kim Plays with Paper. She gave dimensions on her website for a different size. So I'm going to give you both. So look at this. It even comes with the adhesive on that. You want to fold your tabs and make sure you line up the edge of your box there. Give it a pinch. This really cannot be any easier. So if you're crafting with me today, go ahead and grab your boxes and let's put this together. So easy. Oh, good morning, Sharon. So if anyone is crafting with me, I am going to look at the comments and make sure that we're all together here. I think crafting with friends is so much more fun than crafting alone. All right, so see, I did fold that over. All right, let's give this a little pinch here. Just gotta fold it in, give it a pinch. And the same here. And the bottom of our box will be done, and then we'll do the top part. So you can see that this just comes together. And I absolutely love how basic this is here in this brown, because I think it's one of those things where you can just decorate. Oh, there she goes. Here, I'll close the door. Oh, I'm telling you, I love, love, love puppies. I don't know if anyone else loves puppies. I love puppies. They're loud. They're kind of ornery. But I'll tell you, I just love puppies. So there we go. So you can see how this will come together. So how easy is that? And our creases. So now on to the fun part, which is decorating. So if you are crafting with me, I'm going to give you 2 sets of dimensions for this. And let me put these here. So the first one, because I'm going to do a little cheat with mine. I had this piece left over from the paper pumpkin box, and I have to tell you, I absolutely love this piece. It is, I just think that this is so beautiful. So this actually measures 3 7/8 by 5 inches. So I'm doing my cardstock at 4 inches by 5 1/8. So when I watched Kim Plays with Paper, she cut her cardstock at, let me see, at 3 1/2 inches by 5 inches, and her designer series paper at 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. So if you like the 1/4 inch measurements, you know, you do it how you like it. It's your project. So I'm going to bring in this Mossy Meadow. Not a color I use a lot, but I thought it looked so pretty against this background, and I really like how it looked against this brown color, this more rustic look. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer just in case you're crafting with me. I want us to go together. And I'm going to cut my Mossy Meadow at 5 1/8 inch by 4 inches. This project actually comes together very quickly. And like I said, I'm really in craft fair mode. So the one I'm making today is actually a gift for somebody. And you know, the best thing about making it, whether you are a kit person or you like to do everything from scratch and just, you know, make everything just entirely on your own, the nice thing about doing these things in advance is really, so what did I just cut? I'm talking and I'm not even paying attention. So there's 5 1/8 by 4 inches is really to have gifts ready to go. That's my goal. And again, I'll be doing quite a few of these different types of things for my craft fair. So anyway, so you're going to see how this is going to mat together. And I like an 1/8 inch mat. So there we go. Now, I would probably if I was using a solid designer series paper, I would use the Stamp and Seal. But since I've got this little skinny border here that I know I want some glue on, I am going to use the liquid adhesive. So, and I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because I am likely going to get some adhesive around the edges here. So, since I don't want that on my, and I'm going to do very, very light here. I don't want a lot of this glue pushing out. And of course we can adhere it more in these bigger areas, right? But I do want a little bit there, but not a ton, because I don't want it to squish out everywhere. So while I'm busy gluing here, if you are not a demonstrator already and you plan on spending $99 worth of merch, product, because you're placing an order, consider the joining special this time around. It is, let me see, I even wrote it down. It is $155 worth of product for $99 plus free business supplies and plus free shipping. So, you know, when I talk about the free business supplies, I say this every video. I just love doing this. So for me, when I first started, I started out for that 20% discount. I was never going to do this as a business. I was strictly a hobby demonstrator. And then, you know, I just really found out how much I loved it. So, but there's no obligation. Nobody's going to hunt you down to sell anything or do anything. So if you just want to enjoy your 20% discount and you want to, let me scooch this up a little bit. And you want to get $155 for $99 instead of paying full price, just consider joining. We'd love to have you. All right, so I'm going to squish it. This is why sometimes I like the liquid glue when I'm doing a border like this. Ta-da! How pretty is that? Isn't that just beautiful? Okay. So let's do some stamping now. Stamping's my favorite. So because I know that this is a birthday gift, I'm going to use out of Celebrate Sunflowers. Congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful. I want to bring back out this paper pumpkin stamp because I want to show you here how it compares to this one. And you also get the inside piece here. So although this one here, this one's red rubber and it comes all together, you stamp this one separately. So look at how nice that compares. I really enjoy mixing and matching my stamp sets. I don't do it a lot when I'm doing lives, just because I find it easier when I'm doing live videos to use one stamp set. But I do like to mix and match. So let's get out our congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful and a scrap of the basic white paper here. And let me grab a block. So I hope you all are having a good Thursday. I started out, I'm doing some volunteer work. So I started out with a meeting this morning. So I was up and out the door early. And since I'm retired, that's not something that's common for me to do. And again, I'm going to use this Mossy Meadow. The best thing about Stampin' Up, I say it again every video, kind of like a broken record, I love the color coordination. I personally am not great with color. I'm going to stamp this in the middle because I'm not exactly sure what die I want to use to cut it out. Okay. So I did not grab my Stampin' Pierce mat because the red rubber, remember, already has the cushion there. So I did not need to do that. I'm going to give this a little cleaning right there and put it back so I don't get ink everywhere. And then I have my little one here. I don't know that I'm going to use this, but I say we stamp this sunflower anyway. I want to show you what I did yesterday just because it was so much fun. And I just want to show you the little technique I did that made this such a fun way to use this stamp. So I grabbed the blending brushes. Probably I would use watercolor paper if I could find my watercolor, you know, the brushes. I don't know where they are. I cleaned my craft room, and that was the biggest mistake I could have made because now I can't find anything. So I'm just going to flip this. I had some notes there. Let's flip that over. And because I want this to look close to this, I am taking off a bunch of that ink, and I am going to just lightly, very lightly, and let that white come through. So there's lots of way to get ink on your paper. You can just stamp directly, coloring with your blends, using your watercolors, using see, this is the Melon Mambo, and you can see this really comes out pretty dark. So that's why, and I'm going to flip this around. You know, your blending pens, your brushes, so many different ways. So find your favorite color technique. The pencils, so much. Anyway, so you can see, not perfect. Oh, you know, I think I need a little bit more Melon Mambo there. Maybe a little bit more yellow, I don't know. But I love all of these kind of fallish colors, and I don't know that I'm going to use this sunflower because I'm not exactly sure on my design. I did, you know, I always make it the night before and then I change it up. And let's use a little bit more. I am using crushed curry. This is a coordinating color here. And let's bring this crushed curry. Oh, I like that muted look there. Perfect. Or perfect for me, I should say. Okay. So let me move these out of the way. I don't want to get ink everywhere, as I'm known to do. All right, let's grab this block again. And I am using, the blocks are written on the side. So this is a D block. Let me move this piece of paper out of the way. So what all are you working on? You know, I love to hear what everyone is working on in their craft room. And let me go ahead here. And I am going to take, this is the ink spot, soft suede. So I'm going to use the one that came in the paper pumpkin box for no other reason than I forgot to pull mine out. There we go. And let's go ahead. I think I want more of those pinky colors. Oh, no, I want more of the yellow. All right, let's give that a stamp. Isn't that so pretty? So pretty. Let me grab my Mossy Meadow light. It's one thing I did forget to grab. It's right over here. Had all my pens out last night playing, so I'm gonna let that dry for just a minute while we adhere this. Can you see how pretty that's gonna look? All right, so right on the edge here, I'm gonna go just right on the edge because I don't want it, the ink, I don't want this tape to show through our window. So I'm gonna go right here on the edge. And then we're gonna lay this down. Let's get this going here. So I'm pretty excited for the craft fairs. They're all coming up soon. I have one coming in Hawkinson here, and that's on November 19th. And I'm waiting to hear back from the Kalama one. Okay, I want to center that. Let's see, do we look centered? And I want to look inside here. Let me look inside my box. Looks good. Now you could leave, if you wanted to show your project, you could for sure leave that open. I mean, you don't have to cover it. I just wanted to cover it. So there we go there. All right, let's take this little bit here and just go over our leaf a little bit, huh? I don't want to do a whole bunch of color in there. just a little bit, just to add a little bit more definition. And I could have grabbed a dark one too, but I really want to leave it in this soft suede color. I'm just going to add a little bit more pop of color to this. You could color in if you wanted it darker, you certainly could color in again. I did not. I really just wanted it very simple like that. Let me show you the dies. And like I said, I'm not even sure I'm going to use this on this project, but I wanted to show you how easy it is to design your own. Here are your dies for, and again, you have this little button for the center. For the Celebrate Sunflowers. One of my very, very favorite sets. I use it all the time. So let's go ahead and cut this one out. And I could have taken it right from here. I mean, I could have just stamped on here, but I didn't want to do that with that card. All right, so let me get out my plates and we're gonna do some die cutting. My cluttery, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. I know I get kind of cluttery sometimes. Gonna give this a little snip, I think. I want to make sure it fits in there. So I just grabbed the mini. If I was here by myself, I probably wouldn't have cut that. But I want to do this on the mini, and I just literally had those plates in my hand. Here we go. Here we are. So I don't know about you, but I absolutely love kits. I get the paper pumpkin one all the time. I will say I have the Halloween one and haven't opened it up yet because we live way out in the country and my kids are all grown and whatnot. So I don't know. I should make those boxes and hand them out to all the grown-ups. That'd be kind of fun. Wouldn't that be kind of cute just to go around with the treat boxes and give them out to grown-ups? Okay, so we're going to cut this one here, and then we'll pick out a die. But like I said, I'm not completely convinced I'm going to use this flower, but I want you to see just how easy it is. Oh, you know what? I might end up using that. Those colors match beautifully. Okay, let me move this out of the way, and we're going to cut out our sentiment next. Let me pop that over there. And I'm going to keep that piece inside so I don't lose it. And let's cut out our sentiment here. So I tend to always go to the stylish shapes, but I did grab the scallop contours this time. The scallop contour dies just in case I wanted. Oh, and I kind of do like that. That'll look pretty on that. All right, I did switch it up after all. Okay, let me move those out of the way. Sorry, you gotta kind of stuck my arm right in your way. And I always do just a little taping here. So if you have any questions, I'm not good at looking and saying hello while I'm demonstrating, but I always save some time at the end to say hi. And if you have any questions for me, just leave them there. Anything about the products, Paper Pumpkin, me, any questions you might have about the sign-up deal. That doesn't look centered to me. I don't know. Does it look centered to you? Let's try that again. Let's not do it on that. Let me try it again. Doesn't look centered. All right, that looks better. About craft shows. So next week, I think we're going to be working with the Boughs of Holly set. I just received that one in the mail in my box this time around, and I absolutely love the designer series paper in it. And I've got some pretty good thoughts. Sorry, might be a little bouncy there. Have some pretty good ideas for that right now. So that'll be the set we're working on next week. We'll be doing some Christmas cards or a Christmas box or a Christmas something. But, you know, I'm trying to, and I'm sorry for the late notice last night about what I would be doing, because I do really want to start crafting together. I thought it had published and it did not. So I apologize for that. Okay, so is anyone crafting with you? I'm going to take a look. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Sharon, Mary Ellen, Polly. So here we go. I'm going to take this off to the side, and I've got this here, and you can see our box. So in our little box here, in our paper pumpkin, I just have to show you, I've used look at this gold foil, or that gold foil, but you know, the kind of foily honeycomb, I guess, look. But it also came with these other floral elements. So I think I might tuck that in. If you followed me for any length of time, you know I am a very big believer in using what you have. So I have a little bit of this, well, I've got a bunch of these honeycomb sheets that you will see probably in some Christmas projects. I have a little bit left here. So I want to show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to go all around. Just because this is a birthday gift, can you have too much sparkle and shine on a birthday gift? I do not think so. So I'm going to just take my scissors and make all these kind of squiggles here. So I thought this was such a lovely box because it came with so many supplies. So those, if you're watching and you don't know anything about Paper Pumpkin, it is a monthly subscription box. You know what? I don't think I want to use that piece now. I was trying to think if I maybe wanted to do a little bit here behind the background, but now I'm thinking it's looking too busy. So I'll use that on something else. I'm just a work in progress. So let's go ahead and put down our ribbon. And I am using this, you know, I thought I was going to do the gold. And then I decided I didn't like the gold. And then I thought I'd do twine. And then I didn't really like the twine. But I thought this frayed ribbon actually was beautiful on this box. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use the frayed ribbon. And I am not good at tying bows, so I'm going to probably use about 20 inches, which is way more than y'all are going to have to use. But let's see. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to tie my bow here because, you know, we want the bow tied because we want something to open. This is supposed to look rustic and frayed. This is what it's supposed to look like. So if you're thinking, oh, that looks ripped, it actually is supposed to look frayed. Oh, and I could have even used probably a little bit more, but that's okay. This will work. And I'm going to scooch this off to the side there. Isn't that cute? So cute. And then I am going to put my sentiment here. See, I wanted to kind of use the gold, to be honest, but then I thought the gold was too shiny. So I went with this rustic, with the rustic satin, no, sorry, wrong one. Frayed ribbon. It's 3/4 inches. What do y'all think about the frayed ribbon? Is it too much, or I kind of like the fact that it's a bit thicker. So anyway, and also to be honest, I have a whole cabinet full of supplies I have not been using. So to be in full disclosure, I have wanted to use up some of my supplies that I have been buying that I haven't gotten to yet. I have an old dimensional thing here, so I'm going to take this because I want to kind of straddle that ribbon. And I'm going to just take the edge here and put it right at the top here. And I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Best thing about these dimensional edges is when you want to go over the top of something, you can take these edges and line them up. We do, Stampin' Up does sell the foam strips if you would rather use those. Those are available to order. And I have those also, but why not use what we already have, huh? Oh, I don't know what happened there. Oh, I think I took there we go. I cut everything. Okay, let's do that. And I want another little piece there because I want to make sure this sticks well. So this is just a good way to secure your borders and use up those ends of your dimensionals. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this like this. Ooh, pretty. So what do you guys think so far? I think it's kind of cute. So I have to show you these. These also came in the paper pumpkin box. So you can see I'm doing the Celebrate Sunflowers and using up this old the paper pumpkin box for a gift. Okay, so I think I want to tuck this, I was going to tuck this one in, but I don't really want to. I think it makes it look too busy. So I had come up with these ideas. You know how we all do when we're crafting. We come up with these great ideas and then we change our mind partway through, right? That's the fun about creating and having all the goodies, right? Is there right here? So look at these little bees. I have to show you. Aren't they just the cutest? So I am going to pop some of these little bees on the box. Just because I think they're so cute. So I kind of want one right up here at the top towards that flower. And then I want to put another one here. We'll put his little wings over that way, right there. And since this is going in a gift bag and not going in an envelope necessarily, I feel like I can just use a bunch of dimensionals because it doesn't matter how high things get because it's a gift box. Okay, and then here's another one I'm going to tuck right down there. So even though I have the bees on there, nothing for me is totally complete if I don't have a little bit of bling on it. And I brought out a bunch of things. So you could see that if you wanted to, if you were using a coordinating design and series paper, I want to show you. If I had used a different background, maybe something sunflower or just maybe one of the in colors or something that had just a basic pattern on it, I would have popped this sunflower that I did right here in the corner. Or, to add a little bit more interest. Now, this was going to show up on another project just because I love how easy that coloring is. So I brought out all the goodies. I brought out all the things I thought might match and that I might want. And I'm going to stick with the brushed brass butterflies. So then when I'm all done, I'm going to look and see if you have any questions. And I'm going to show you how we're going to actually put those cards in this box. So I want the larger ones. I want a butterfly here. So I've got bees and butterflies. This is a very farmer's market feel box, which is really, truly my personality. I am always at my happiest in a farmer's market. Absolutely love it. So if you'll find me normally in my garden, or if I'm not cooking something or crafting, I'm in my garden. And lately, to be fair, I've been in my garden watching Lucy rip up the plants that I'm planting. Okay, so remember these cards we made. So the box is going to open up this way, and this ribbon is secure. Now I could, and I just might, run a little strip here to hold this in place. So let me just see if I can, this one, I think I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus for here. I want to make sure that I have this laid out properly, and let's just use a little bit there just to secure that ribbon, So when the gift is opened, this ribbon doesn't flop backwards. Okay, so here we go. And here is our completed gift box. Let's see how many cards we can get in with the envelopes. I have 6 here. Let's see if they'll squish in there. And they will. Look at that. So I have 1, 2, let's see here, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's go ahead and pop these in here. And here is the birthday present, fully completed and ready to go. Just that easy. Again, I chose this ribbon because it is feathering a little bit. And if that's not your style, I think you should use something that is maybe a little bit more finished, but I really like the frayed look. It's one of my favorites. So here is today's project. Let me see if anyone has any questions. And if anyone, oh, Kathy, thank you. I love the blending too. And you know, die cutting it, I have to tell you, that the tape and the washi tape, I have to hold all my dies in place. So thank you. I did not make those cards on a live, Kathy, but I will do still shots. Oh, and you put the gold medal bees. That was in last year's catalog. Ooh, good idea, Mary Ellen. Okay, well, if there's no other questions, this is today's project. And my gift is all ready to go in advance. So yay me, not last minute. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you'll join me next Thursday. We'll be working with the Boughs of Holly suite. So I'm very excited about that. And have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me.